about the last time that he was with Kobe Bryant and what exactly went down. And a young lady, I think it was on Instagram, Facebook, okay. She posted up a picture of a lot of the black rappers and entertainers, music moguls, and she put a real compelling statement under there. And you asked me, and you was like, yo, do you agree? And I was like, yeah. So we're going to read that statement and talk about black wealth and how it's being redistributed through the black community, if it's being redistributed through the black community, through the entertainers and people, mainly the people we see at the Rock Nation brunches and the people who are outspoken, your LeBron James and people like that. We're going to get into that conversation, and it's going to be a great one today, SamAnt, like always.
Indeed, man. You were talking about that, and you got me in the energy to do that one. So let's start there.
Man. No doubt.
Did you want to start there? We'll start.
Yes, yeah.
Shit, let's do it. So you guys see that on the screen right now. You see the incredible amount of black wealth up there. Jay-Z, Steve Stout, Swiss Beats, T.I., Jim Jones, Khaled, Big Sean, Yo Gotti, a couple other cats back there, Biggs Burke, a lot of big names, big faces. Well, Monique Holmes, shout out to Miss Monique. If you happen to watch the show, we seen your post and we're highlighting it right now because it was a great one and it's going to bring some great discussion. Monique says there's well over $1 billion in this picture and not one black-owned independent town, school, hospital, bank, insurance company, manufacturing company, or militia. We are our biggest problem. Now tell me I'm wrong. Oh God, I asked you if she was on something.
Yeah.
You said hell yeah.
Yeah.
You said let's do it. So the floor is yours, man.
Well, let's look at the people. You know what I mean in the picture. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. We got T.I., Diddy, Jay-Z, Yo Gotti, the cat from Tidal, I don't know his name, Elliot Wilson, Khaled, Jim Jones, Big Sean. A lot of them rappers, entertainers, podcast owners. And I just want to also scroll up to exactly what she's saying to really answer this thing. She says, there's well over $1 billion in this picture, not one black-owned independent town, school, bank, hospital, insurance company, militia. That's going kind of far, but manufacturing company. And I agree to a certain extent is what I'll say, because when you look at these things that she's saying, as institutions, schools, hospitals, banks, when you look at, other people who have more wealth in this country than black people, those are in abundance. No matter where you go, they own these things. Now, different people have different industries. Some people come over here, they get the nail industry. Some people come over here and get the Dunkin' Donuts. Some people come over here and get the hotels, et cetera, et cetera. But when we see this happening and we see that we only stuck in certain things like entertainment or sports, and you just look at the stuff that they start to invest their money in, entertainment and sports, you say, okay, how many of us is really going to be able to attain this? So you would think that if they were really concerned about the future, that they would invest in an independent town, schools, hospitals, banks. Look at Akon. He's not from the States. He's from Ghana. He investing back where he's from, building up a city. So this can help the people. It ain't just for him. He ain't just getting Rolls Royces and Benz and every new car to come out and got 100 chains on his neck and talking all this trash about this. Nah, he's doing stuff where it can actually help people for the futures to come. So I agree, but then I also would say they're not really obligated. They should be, because other groups of people know that it's like second nature. All right, I'm coming back. I'm giving back. I'm making sure that 50 people, 100 people can not just eat off of me, but be able to fish their own self, not just wait for me to fish for them, but make their own fish and build their own families. Right. And I think that's the difference, with a lot of these people. Great post though by Miss Holmes, definitely.
Yeah, just to correct her, well over $1 billion. Jay-Z's $1 billion, probably about $3 billion in that office right now, maybe close to $4 billion. It's some money in there, and I agree with what you're saying as far as the hospitals, like God said, the schools, the banks. We can look back and act like it's hard or difficult all we want, but all you need is money, and those brothers got it. If they wanted to open a bank, we got black banks out here in the world. Not many, but there are some, right? Which means it's possible. Hospitals. I see Jewish hospitals. I see Asian communities. I see other nationalities flourishing within these grounds, within these territories, and able to do certain things. The difference is it's not like we're being held back. It's that the knowledge is what's being held back. And once we get to an age to where we're old enough to kind of go, okay, what's out here for us? The knowledge to attain certain things, certain wealth, certain ownerships, it's not in our repertoire. It's not in our bag. So we don't know how to do it. Therefore, we blame. But it's out there. They just got us so goddamn wrapped up and mind manipulated that we don't think so. We don't think it's attainable, and it's easily attainable. We sat back and started 3 businesses, built and constructed and gained a building with multiple rooms and studios, all under a Trump administration where if you listen to social media, weren't supposed to do any of that. Yeah. So don't believe what you hear all the time. It is attainable. So she definitely is on to something when it comes to when you see these brothers on yachts, when you see the cars, when you see this, when you see 50 Cent throwing these lavish car shows with $1 million cars, they got multiple Bentleys, you see them and shit all the time. Why not give back? But then, like you said, is it really their issue to give back? One could argue it.
If you care about your future.
Morally, of course.
Right.
Yeah, sitting here at this table, yes, we do. We could say that well off camera, we take care of business outside of here. But to just ask and beg the question, we ain't everybody. Everybody ain't us. Yeah. So is it right or is it wrong for them to go about their money a different way? Should we hold them accountable? One could argue.
Yeah, and
we do need more.
We need more because with that comes when you breed these type of people. I hate to use that word. You get more of this. Like, okay, entrepreneurs is a thing now. So you got an entrepreneur. You're teaching your son a whole community of entrepreneurs, a whole community of doctors, a whole community of people getting their own business. Whatever you do, just be an entrepreneur. Right. You know what I mean? If you're going to be a doctor, have your own practice. You know what I mean? If you're going to be a lawyer, have your own practice. Because what we do, for the most part, we got sucked into the whole college thing and working for another company and being satisfied with maybe starting with 45 and maybe by the time you're done, you at 80. When you be making 100 something, your first couple of years in business and it keeps growing and then you can grow into franchises and get bigger and bigger. I think that we got, not all of us, we got away from the entrepreneurship that we used to have, early on in our sojourn in this country and went into the workforce for whatever reason. A lot of reasons, obviously. We got to get back to the entrepreneurship, I think.
And we will. And we are. And that's the good thing. And then what we do with that money, Yo Gotti said something real dope on the Breakfast Club. He said he got $100 million and thank God he got it now because 10 years ago, he wouldn't know what to do with it. Yep. And some people may not have understood what that meant. But when you get that kind of money and you don't understand what to do with it, you could ultimately fall harder than you've ever fell before in your life. And it could destroy you. Absolutely. Having that much money, if you don't know what to do with it, can destroy you. What do I mean by that? All right. So I could equate this easily to the drug game. Unless you the plug, you got to hand your money over to somebody and you take your cut, right? It don't matter how much money you got in America. There's always somebody higher. He's Uncle Sam and you got to give him his cut. Now, there's certain ways to do certain business moves and things like that within the game to give him as less as possible. But the ultimate end all be all is you check to him, period.
Right, absolutely.
So if you don't know that you owe that man some of that money, if you don't know that you owe taxes and certain things and don't do that properly or don't put that in an LLC or S Corp and you just sitting there with that money on your own, and then you go and you just balls lose your mind because I've never had this kind of money before. So I'm buying a car, I bought my mama a car, my daddy a car, I bought a house, I bought this, I bought $50K, $100K in jewelry. I spent $300,000 in the club and now I have nothing. And now I'm in debt because I still owe Uncle Sam.
Yep.
That's what he meant. There's a lot of people that don't understand the financial ramifications behind having finance.
Yeah.
And you got to be schooled on it.
Yeah, definitely. And that's where to come in, schools and stuff. You can, put your own curriculum in to teach that because believe it or not, other races of people learn those things, you know what I mean? In school, for whatever means. And also in the household, they're taught, about stuff very early on, often. And certain groups of people aren't. Right. So yeah, it's very important, man. I'm glad. I always like to have those conversations. I actually like, if it could be like a forum and somebody will pose that question to one of those guys or all of them guys and have them answer that question. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure some of them will probably be like, yo, I'm doing right, but I take care of this people. I got this guy businesses and that and the third. So, you know, it's a good argument though.
And man, and you know what? Let's not give too much criticism to them brothers in that picture, because honestly,
Right.
we don't know what they're doing 100%. We could sit back and read what we want to see with the headlines, but we don't know what them brothers are doing behind the scenes. We don't know if they got schools, curriculums, organizations, tech programs. We don't know.
Right.
So great question. We don't see it brought out in the mainstream as often as seeing a black bank or a hospital or something. We do need more schools. But hey, we do. It's just what it is.
Yeah, man.
We don't know what these brothers are doing, so
yeah,
I ain't gonna throw too much weight on them.
But I mean, like, if anybody ever wanted to come and have a seat in here and, you know, talk to us and you know, get the message out to a lot of people, you know, we're always open to have the face-to-face dialogues,
especially within the next week or so, because this shit's about to be right. I know this sounds a little messed up right now. We're gonna hear it, but it's about to be all right. I ain't mad.
Yeah.
On our own.
Yeah, man.
Fuck yeah.
Definitely appreciate it. Before I move on, I want to give a shout out to my man Foul Mouth Angel. I know a lot of people are leaving comments saying, yo, the artwork is dope on the wall. My man Foul Mouth Angel. I'll leave that on the screen for you right now. Check him out on Instagram. I'm seeing a lot of people like off my page subscribe to him. Like I'm loving it as far as on Instagram.
Oh, okay, word.
Yeah, it's dope.
I'm glad, man. We got to get him some love over in that YouTube, man. Get him some YouTube love. I don't know how many subscribers he has now, but he needs more. God damn it! If you're listening to what we are saying right now, oh God, I don't know what angle you got, but I got a great picture of pretty much the entire wall behind you. I got Big L. They don't see Method Man and ODB. They don't really got a good picture of Nate Dogg and Easy.
Right.
Or Mobb Deep so much, but top right above your head, they got the whole joint, man. And it's fire, man. Y'all leave a comment. What's your best picture? If you rock with the artwork, follow Foul Mouth Angel, TV on YouTube. That link will be in the description box.
Absolutely, man. Definitely. But you tune into the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. You can find us everywhere at that hashtag at Hip Hop Uncensored podcast if you want to listen to the full episodes. Gayle King. We start with this one here, SamAnt.